I have the one that he gave me. Trying to figure out how to connect it, but we'll figure it out next one.
All right, hold on. Let's see here. All right, we're live. Let's share it up. Share it up. Share it up. Share it up. Hey, back on us. Hey. Where they at though?
Ooh.
Let me tag y'all real quick. Should have got. All right, man. We'll wait till.
And post.
I'm set.
Facebook needs to allow you to like share when you share something for it to take like the person whatever they said like for the post. It needs to be
Right.
an option again because they took that away.
Yeah, you used to be able to
Almost
do
like
it, and then sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not.
almost like a retweet in a
Right.
sense. All right, man. I'm gonna start up. I'm gonna start up the Zoom recording real quick. All right, man. Welcome back to another episode of IBTE Sports Podcast. I almost said Club 157 because I feel like a robot right now.
It's not like they made that mistake before. So.
We're back.
Right.
It feels good, man. That draft night special that we had. We missed. No, Kenny was here. We're gonna say nil miss.
Popped in.
Yeah, Kenny made sure he popped in. I want to say that was really successful. I really enjoyed it. I want to shout out to Otto and Myron. We could definitely got to work with them in the future, especially Myron. I've been talking to him a little bit, but like, man, I don't know. What y'all think of the draft? The draft watch party. Have you guys had a chance to watch it back? It's 4 hours, but
Yeah, I haven't watched it all, but
yeah,
I've tuned in. It was definitely. I'm upset I missed it, but
yeah,
had prior commitments. But glad to see you guys got two people to jump in.
yeah.
I mean, you saw my reaction for the Patriots pick, and we definitely saw your reaction for the Saints first round pick. So
Yeah,
definitely
and I was gonna say I was disappointed, like, but I'm looking at, I see why they did that because Mickey Loomis said, hey, we're still in win now mode, even though other people are like, oh, I don't know if we agree with that because the quarterback situation, but you lose Trey Hendrickson, you go and try to replace him, so I can see why he did that, thinking back,
Yeah,
like thinking about it, so.
And the Saints, you got to be in win now one. I mean, think about it. 2 years ago with Teddy Bridgewater, you went undefeated. Last year with Taysom Hill, you still went, what, 500 at least? So you got to be thinking Jameis Winston is not a terrible quarterback. Like, if you have the same pieces you had last year, you plug in Jameis Winston, there's no reason you shouldn't be playing to compete.
And exactly, that's hold on. I just want to make a note. That's a Falcons fan saying that. You feel me? Like, and we go at it all the time. But I was talking to somebody. Who was I talking to? Saying somebody was like, "You believe in Jameis?" I'm like, we like people are quick to forget. He's a competitor. He's a champion.
Yeah, like,
He's done these things. He's got his eyes fixed. He had 30 picks, but he also had 30 touchdowns and 5,000 yards.
right. Like, that's
So
people forget. Like, yeah, it was 30 picks, but there
you gotta
was
have
5,000 yards there. Like, are you kidding me?
you gotta have some type of talent to do that. Even though numbers were crazy, it's just the turnovers erased or like overshined what he really did. But
And plus, with
5K and 30 touchdowns is insane.
yeah, and plus one of those was a lot of those picks. They were in like late game situations or really cost the Bucks that game, so they easily could have had a better record if Jameis fixed a lot of those picks
Yeah,
during that
definitely,
season.
definitely. But man, we
And
dang,
the
I
and,
was gonna say we hopped right into NFL.
yeah, but you can't say the Saints are in rebuild mode because to be in rebuild mode, you would not have signed Jameis Winston. You would have rolled with Taysom Hill and drafted a young quarterback. So I really don't understand that whole thing. Oh, the Saints are rebuilding this year. No,
Yeah.
the Saints are not rebuilding. If they're rebuilding, you don't pay Jameis Winston.
And I think if they rebuild, they would have made way more drastic moves in the offseason by letting people go to clear the cap space. And they
Yep.
did not do that. They doubled down. We don't know what's gonna happen next year. So right now, and another thing I want to say for the Saints is we can obviously we can all recap all our picks. I really like the corner they got out of Stanford. I watched a lot of film on him. I believe it's Paul Adelbo. I believe it. I think that's his name. Or Paulson. I think so. I forget. I forget his full name. Really lengthy corner and Kenny Trill Williams from
So
Syracuse. From
that listen
Syracuse,
that's one
unsigned,
that's a
undrafted.
that's a
So
phenomenal undrafted free agent because he was projected on the fifth round in a lot of drafts I've seen. So
yeah,
to grab him is huge.
yeah. And
Plus,
I watched some film on him too.
yeah, plus the Saints also grabbed the Notre Dame quarterback Ian Book. So
I
yeah,
think that was a reach.
Oh, 100%. That might have been the biggest reach of the draft.
Reach. But then again, they may have did some film on him. He's not like super mobile, but he can still move. I like the pick, but I don't. At fourth round, there were still people there. The fourth round, like that
they
you
could
could have they could have got. Like I say, they go and grab another DB, just because, like because the Saints are going to eventually need it with the way Dennis Allen runs his fucking defense. He loves to have 5,000 safeties on the field.
Well, when you look at the division you're in, look at all the receivers in Carolina, other receivers in
Exactly.
Atlanta, other receivers in Tampa. You cannot have enough DBs if you're going to be in the NFC South.
Right, you need them. But what'd you think about your picks, Kenny?
I loved everything the Falcons did. I mean, Kyle Pitts, he's the second best player, maybe third best player in the draft. So grabbing him is phenomenal. It sets your future up well. Richie Grant, I really loved him as a safety. I was surprised to see that he was the second safety taken off the board, but Morig still was on the board, so it was kind of crazy to me to still see. But I like Richie Grant a lot. I think the offensive lineman who grabbed in the third round is very capable of being a starter. He probably could have been a second round pick. Then we also grabbed the center out of he was from Stanford, I believe. But he also they said he's going to challenge for a starting job too. So I love everything Atlanta did. I mean, there were no elite level edge rushers this year.
Kyle Pitts tight end, Richie Grant DB from Central Florida, Jalen Mayfield O lineman from Michigan,
Yep.
Darren Hall cornerback from San Diego State.
San Diego State, I like him a lot.
Oh, you guys were loaded. 2 fours, 3 fifths. Nice. You got back to back D linemen out of Texas and Notre Dame.
Yep.
You went and got a center out of Stanford, corner from Boise State, and then another.
But he's really Lawrence. You'll like him. Check his tape. His special team game. He is different.
Who is it?
That the one from Boise, the corner.
Okay, the corner, Avery Williams.
Yeah, he won like special teams player of the year like every year he was at Boise. He's definitely he's a fun player to watch. But there were no elite level edge rushers, and we really needed edge rushers. So I like that we didn't reach on one, and we're just gonna roll the dice for this year and see what happens next year. But I think the Falcons did really well this year.
All right. What about you, Phil? What'd you think of the Patriots picks?
Obviously, you guys Lawrence, you saw my reaction about the Mac Jones pick. Well, actually, getting some time to think about it because my reaction was like out of this world because I was so upset that the Bears got Justin Fields at 11. But at the bright side, they got Mac Jones at 15 for nothing. I mean, we're used to having non-mobile QBs minus Cam, so I mean, I guess I could like that pick.
What really happened was you needed instead of the mid tier high low, you needed the high mid tier low type pick to get him. You feel me?
Right.
Like that's what happened.
We'll make sure we'll play that week by week to make sure we get that pick. So. And then my favorite pick though, the Christian Barmore pick in the second round. He was supposed to be a round one talented. Patriots traded up early in the second round to grab him. So it's just pretty much the Patriots have that philosophy right now of loading up the defense since our quarterback situation is questionable at best. So it's pretty much like Brady's early years to stack up that defense. Plus, we got an edge rusher from Georgia or a different school. I forgot which one. But then the rest were linebacker, offensive line, and we got Trey Nixon, wide receiver, like with our last pick. So I wish
Yeah.
we.
So you guys went quarterback, D line, D end, running back, linebacker, safety, O line, and the receiver.
Yeah,
So
we got I don't see why we got a running back because the running back room is crowded as it is with Burkhead, Mitchell, Harris,
hmm
uh,
because
White.
because
So,
Burkhead is old. You're not
yeah,
going to bring back Michelle,
injured as well.
so
Yeah,
that's
plus
going to leave Harris. So running backs, you bring in
wait,
as
I
many
thought
running backs as
they
possible
said
can.
Harris and who else is supposed to be the 1-2 punch?
James White,
And who?
I believe.
They said James White. They're not
Yeah,
bringing Sony.
it's either him or
But
Sony at this point.
Sony's there, but they didn't pick up his fifth-year option, I believe.
Oh, because I saw. I don't know if I saw a tweet or something, but it said something about somebody being a 1-2 punch with Harris.
It's either
Yeah,
Sony,
I don't know.
Michelle, or White.
I can't remember the name though.
yeah,
Yeah,
they got a ton of backs there, but I don't think a lot of them will be there next season. So that's why he probably brought one in.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what it was, Kenny. It was Paulson Adebo
Okay.
From Stanford.
I kind of wish that they drafted Cornell Powell from Clemson. There's a lot of hype around him, but you know Trey Nixon will do all right, I guess. Because the one thing I wish that the Patriots could need to fix before the season starts is the wide receiver room. But everything else, I think, decent draft overall for the Patriots.
Yeah, I was surprised to see the Falcons not take a running back. So they really must believe in Mike Davis just being their gap guy. But then they brought in Javion Hawkins from Louisville, who was a really good running back, and I was surprised he actually went undrafted. So that might actually work out well for the Falcons because running backs, unfortunately, in today's NFL, they never make it past their first contract with their team. So this could work out well.
Yeah, and I was about to say another thing too with the Saints. I feel like they went in like drafted positions that are. I'm happy they drafted all the positions they did. Like looking back at it, the D line, linebacker, corner, quarterback, O lineman, and then another receiver. Like I feel like that's all stuff that they need anyway. So they got
No,
Pete. They got Pete Warner from Ohio State too. I gotta watch his tape.
yeah, like when I was looking at the Falcons too, like same thing you said, it's like not really a lot of glamour guys, but these are like the drafts that build championship teams. Like you get like when your team stinks, you need so much, you just get best player available at a non-glamour position, and you watch them flourish.
Right. Like I think back to when the Saints drafted Adam Troutman out of I think it was Stony Brook. Was it Stony Brook? It might have been Stony Brook, but he's the starting tight end now. And I think
Right.
like, what if the Saints don't draft him last year? Then they're stuck with no tight end because they let Josh Hill go. Then they let Jared Cook go. Like they know what they're doing, man. For real.
That's why they get paid the big bucks.
All right, man. Who do you guys think was the biggest winner of the draft? Biggest winners.
Cleveland.
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 I feel like the Jags had a great draft too.
Well, I looked like the Cleveland had a decent draft, but I might, might be a reach, but I don't like the Etienne pick. I think they could have got him later, but I feel like they needed to draft an O lineman over Etienne, in my opinion. But I think
I don't get why. Go ahead.
I think he could have- I just think that they should have drafted an O line more because
Mm-hmm.
situation with Trevor.
Yeah, I can't understand drafting a running back in the first round when you just struck gold with an undrafted free agent and running back last year. Like, what more did James Robinson need to do to prove to you that he's the guy? I guess I can't understand. Like, you struck gold and you have a cheap running back. Why do you now want to pay a first round running back? I don't understand that.
Wild.
Also, the Panthers, I believe, had a good draft too, drafting J.C. Horn and Terrence Marshall just to shore up one of the biggest problems at corner and to make that even wide receiver core for Sam Darnold even better. So I think they also did a good draft as well.
I thought the Lions did really well. I think bringing in Penny Sewell is going to be huge for Jared Goff's development in Detroit. I think that the Lions are a long way from actually competing in that division. But like I said about the Falcons, like this is the type of non-glamour draft you have that 5 years later we look back and say, wow, that really helped build that team.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I think Jags had a good draft. The Browns obviously got more pieces that we're sitting here. We're sitting here like, damn, like they just got better. Like they got another inside linebacker that was just sitting there the entire draft. He's supposed to be what, the top linebacker, right?
JOK, well, no, Michael was the
Michael,
best
yeah.
linebacker, but he was the second one.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
through
for
the
him
heart
to
issue,
drop to the second, it was crazy.
because of the heart issues, but he's cleared by doctors, so hopefully he's able to play a lot.
Oh, so
The real one,
that's why he dropped.
yeah, because a lot
Oh,
of teams weren't sure he was going to pass their physical. But
Mhm.
to me, the real winner of this draft might be the Chicago Bears because on draft day, you hear that Aaron Rodgers is not happy with Green Bay and doesn't want to be there. So he's not going to play there. All week we keep hearing he's not going to be there anymore. He's not going to be there. And they were able to get Justin Fields. Like if Aaron Rodgers really is not there and Justin Fields turns out to be what we think he's supposed to be, why can't the Bears run that division for the next 10 years?
yep.
Plus,
Vikings are hot garbage.
plus
Yep,
they had Tevin Jenkins to protect Justin Fields when
exactly.
better.
Smart, very smart, very smart.
They brought back Allen Robinson on the franchise tag, and now Allen Robinson might sign there long term. Now, if you got Justin Fields throwing the football,
Who's the real loser of the draft? Do you think?
I feel like the Raiders. I feel like they reached on that for their first pick in the draft.
but look at it this way, because I saw someone said this, and it actually makes a lot of sense. Actually, it might even be Myron that said it. Shout out to him. The first round they took Leatherwood, which was a huge reach, right? Probably was a second round talent. But in the second round, they got Morick, the best safety in the draft, who was a first round talent. So if you flip those two picks, no one's talking about the Raiders making a dumb mistake.
True, but if Morrig is not there, then it's a bad pick.
Right. So
Yeah.
Morick being there bailed them out for reaching in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think Pittsburgh should have went O line instead of Najee Harris. Even though I
No
love
chance.
him. Yeah.
No, they who are they going to hand the ball to if they don't take Najee Harris? Though.
The running backs, they're not it in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but where's Najee gonna run to if there's no O line help?
But you can get O line in second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round. Najee Harris was clearly the best running back, and you weren't going to find another running back as good as him in the draft later.
Yeah, he's a beast.
The loser for me, there's two: the Green Bay Packers, because you can't get out of your own way with Aaron Rodgers. The day he says he wants to be traded, what do? The first round comes. There's wide receiver talent on the board, and you reach on a corner that's not even a top 5 corner in this draft class. You take him in the first round.
Right.
But
You could
then
easily got Terrence Marshall.
right, like you're trying to mend fences. You say, and that you do that. I don't understand that. And then my next loser is the Houston Texans. You don't have many draft picks to begin with. I understand we don't know what's going on with Deshaun Watson, but you just brought in Tyrod Taylor to be the backup, maybe your gap starter, and your first pick in the draft is in the third round, and you select a quarterback.
Davis Mills, right?
Davis Mills out of Stanford. What is wrong with you? You don't want to win.
Yeah.
And then I'm watching the draft, and the guys are trying to hype it up. Well, if he would have stayed in college, maybe he would have been a top 10 pick next year. Do not hype this up. This team does not have many picks. They have too many holes. You have 2 quarterbacks in the quarterback room already, and you take a quarterback. Just say we're giving up on the year. Just say it.
He said, just say it. Crazy. I haven't really looked at like other teams that too much unless they're like really in my division. So I'm kind of sneak dissing when I'm looking at the draft picks. I'm only looking at the NFC South or the ones that really highlighted during the draft. So I can't really pick a loser. Let's get right into some free agency moves, man. Casey Hayward is going to the Raiders. How y'all feel about that? I feel like it's a good move for them, but I feel like he's up there in age. He's like 32.
Yeah.
So, but he's always been a quality corner. He's smart.
It's a death pick pretty much, but I like it.
He's gonna be going to safety soon if you want to keep playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those things where it's not going to make you better, but it ain't going to make you worse. Like, he'll be a good leadership guy in the locker room, and he'll make a couple plays here and there.
Right.
What about you?
Oh, I mean, I pretty much said, it's a great depth pick. I mean, he's up there in age. He's going to be a leader. I mean, if he does switch to safety, he can be a great mentor to Trevor Moehrig if he gets the opportunity. But yeah, corner is one of those things that the Raiders have to fix, especially from last year. So I like it.
All right. And then we got Richard Sherman. I thought he was gonna be signed by now. He's what you said. I'm not sure. Did you put something in the chat? There might have been another chat. I got somebody sent a TikTok talking about why Richard Sherman wasn't signed or something like that.
I know the Seahawks and 49ers are both calling to bring him back. So
yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and he was linked to the Seahawks earlier this week, and the Niners today were linked to him again. So I don't know.
Right, it's a toss up pretty much at this point. But we won't get the same Richard Sherman that you saw from years past, but probably a decent corner, just spread his leadership around.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
his football IQ is so high though that he's worth it because what he's can't do athletically anymore, he's gonna make up mentally.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the biggest part. Man, let's get right to it. Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay after 17 years, 16 years?
16.
Discount
16.
double check. He wants out. Mr. State Farm, he wants out. What's going on? How y'all feeling about that? That's seismic to the league too. If that happens, that's a whole shift. Whatever team he goes to, if they have remotely 2 receivers, we're in trouble.
A receiver and a half. That's all he needs.
A receiver and a tight end. That's all he needs, and we're in major trouble. Where could y'all see him going if he was to move?
Denver, for sure. I mean, Denver's been one of the most. Denver,
don't say that. Don't say that. Don't put him in no Denver.
Hey,
Lord.
Cortland Sutton, Jerry Judy, Noah Fant. That could be.
Oh my goodness,
plus the
that would be
defense,
crazy. Jerry Judy,
That'd be
another
scary,
thing
I
too.
guess.
Jerry Judy's gonna be a very good receiver too for a long time.
And you start off your career with Aaron Rodgers. Like he had one season with Drew Luck, but if he ends up his career with Aaron Rodgers, who knows how Jerry Judy could be for the rest of his career.
Jerry Judy is a monster, man.
Also, the Raiders are interested.
I just say don't sleep on Vegas.
Vegas, big market.
John Gruden.
He can go and shake the money tree.
John Gruden. Listen, he likes Derek Carr.
Aaron Rodgers.
If I get Aaron Rodgers, you kidding me?
Spider
Rodgers
Y2 banana.
Right.
We're running it on the goal line.
He's gonna be trading Derek Carr and his own car just to get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Craziness. I could see him in Minnesota.
They're not. The thing is though, I don't think they ship them inside the division.
Yeah,
for
inside
sure.
the division. There's no way they're gonna do that. I could see AFC too.
Yeah, that's. I find it hard to see them swapping him to some team in the NFC
What about
because
Tennessee?
they're not going to want to have to go through him.
Nah, Tennessee just paid Tannehill. They probably strapped for cash.
Yeah, but if
Aaron
I'll trade you
Rodgers
Tannehill
calling.
for him, that's what I'm saying.
Also, I mean, number 12 isn't used in New England as of right now. So.
All
right, calm down.
Here we go. He
You
not
guys
coming.
just
He not
drafted your
coming there.
quarterback of the future.
Why would he? He not coming there, bro. Your team is in shambles. You don't know if people are opting in this season again or not.
Absolutely not.
And he's leaving Green Bay because he feels like he don't have a say in anything. You think he wants to go play for the Patriots where he damn sure ain't gonna have a say in anything?
Facts. And get paid nothing.
Just a picture. We can offer him mid to level high talent, so who knows? Exactly.
But he'll make those guys better though, because one thing about him, he throws people open. Not many quarterbacks can do that.
Also have 2 great tight ends already there.
Yeah, I guess.
You guys are missing the main point of why he wants to leave Green Bay. Because he has no say. He says his voice is not heard. You think he's going to New England and Bill Belichick is going to ask for Aaron Rodgers' input on anything?
Because I'm pretty sure all the marquee quarterbacks, like, they listen to Russell Wilson. I don't like getting hit.
Right.
Go and get him linemen. What's the name? Ran for 500 yards in the Super Bowl. What are they going to do? They go and get him an O-line. Like, I'm pretty sure he got out of that game. He probably slept on it for 24 hours. He said, "Y'all better give me help, or we're gonna have to. That cap hit is gonna be coming because I want out of here." He's not gonna really leave, but he probably said something.
Like, look at Tom in Tampa too. He wanted Gronk. They bring him Gronk. I want AB. They sign AB. You better make sure Godwin comes back. Like
Because
these marquee quarterbacks are knowing their worth now, and Bill Belichick is not going to let that fly. And so I don't see Aaron Rodgers saying, "Oh, I'll be happy going to New England."
facts.
Hey, they might get Edelman
And then, man, what really got me mad about this, just watching all this unfold, is Terry Bradshaw. The same Terry Bradshaw that hid behind one of the best defenses in the history of the game, in the steel curtain, is talking about Aaron Rodgers is a piece of shit. His footwork is terrible, but he's better.
He's weak.
He's a better quarterback than you are.
I did not see that.
Regardless of Super Bowl, yeah, he was going at him on.
He called
TV
him
and
weak,
everything.
and he said he has the worst footwork he's seen.
Yeah. So kind of like when KD left OKC, pretty much what Stephen A was doing to him. Hey, he's weak. This is the weakest move by a superstar.
Well, that was weak, but we'll talk about that after. This is different because I don't know how
Love KD, man.
say I want to leave. Like this is, it'd be weak if Aaron Rodgers said I want to leave and go play for Tampa Bay. That'd be weak. He's saying I want to leave because you guys don't do anything for me. So I don't get how that's. Weak.
I don't believe, like, me personally, I have debates with people all the time about this. Like, me personally, I've been on teams where I feel like I'm the only person like where that has any remotely superstar status on the field, like playing, and that is the worst feeling when you look around and you're like, damn, I literally have to run for 300 and 4 TDs to have an opportunity to win this game and have the defense get 2 stops. Like,
right.
There's nothing worse than that.
That's what I'm saying. That's all fine. Like Aaron Rodgers, like he's all. I completely respect his decision to want to go, but you don't. To me, you don't. I don't like the you can't beat him, join him kind of thing. Like so, if he were to go and then go play in Tampa Bay, then now to me, that would be weak. But if he goes anywhere else, I completely understand. He's saying because I can't get over the hump with this team. I got to go somewhere else to get over the hump. I'm okay with that.
Me personally, I would rather do what Braun did. Be like, see all these other people struggling, and be like, yo, it's time.
That's what I'm saying. They're not comparable moves.
You not winning. I'm not winning. I'm getting my ass whooped over here. I already whooped you in the previous round. So like, we might as well just join together and then come together and all that. But the KD shit was crazy. But he did outplay everybody. But at the same time, you had a crazy cast around you. So people are going to say it doesn't count. That's just how it goes, man. That's rough for him. Very, very rough. Oh, man. Okay. I've had enough of this with all these other athletes. Like, everybody's a world-class athlete in NFL, basketball, that DK wants to race in Olympic trials against people that do it for a living. He's fast on the football field because he's superhuman, but he's going to be going against people that in the 100 yard dash at that.
Yeah, at least race Tyreek first.
He's not
else.
I don't know. We saw that one play where he hawked. I don't know who it was, but he's a person that is the long distance, the stride. But like we're talking about quick distance, he doesn't have a chance because he's not gonna reach his high speed. So
yeah, I think it's just
what y'all think about him trying to get into the Olympics with that?
It's disrespectful on the Olympic Committee's part for allowing it to happen because you're taking someone who's worked their whole life for this, who actually might have a chance at helping Team USA. You're taking them out of the running to put DK Metcalf in there for what? So people will watch the trials because he's not going to make the Olympic team. Like, let's just face it.
No. I think how it goes is what he's doing is trying to get to the trials. So I think it's open to whoever. I think there's like a whole bunch of heats that.
Okay, I thought they invited him to the trials already.
No. You have to get invited to the trials from what he's trying to join.
Well, regardless, he's still taking a spot from somebody because you're only allowed X amount of slots and wherever it is. True. So there's still one person, no matter how you look at it, that DK Metcalf has taken their spot when they've worked for it. And I'm not saying DK's not fast and all, but you've not been training to run Olympic trials your whole life like these people have. And it's a slap in their face to say, you might be good, but DK Metcalf's going to be here, so we're going to let him run.
Right.
This is pretty much a move just to get, clicks and views if they do televise this, basically, because
Mm-hmm.
if DK Metcalf is wanting to go do this, then who's to say that Tyreek Hill can be a swimmer or Olympic swimmer or anyone else can do any other things in the Olympics. It's just a smack in the face. Like Kenny said, we're planning for the Olympics. So
Yeah,
it just,
I think I get it from the standpoint of people working hard, but at the same time, it is something that is universal across the athletes, especially people that play violent sports. They have to run, but I do understand the
that's a
slap in the
fact.
face to the like people that have been working for it. Because I know track and field, man, like just from talking to them, like all the stuff they go to even try to get an opportunity is wild. So
I mean,
And like think about it, like track and field runners, cross country runners, like their favorite part of the sport is everyone else's most dreaded part. Like no one likes running, and they love running. And now DK Metcalf is taking that away from them. That's terrible.
I mean, if you want to, do like an exhibition against them, sure, why not? But like actually, like being serious about it and going into their job, doing what they do, that's completely different. So, I don't know what DK's thinking with that.
Although where it could be a benefit, like just play devil's advocate, is if DK brings more publicity to the track team, that means they're going to get more of the sponsorship and stuff. So it's like a blessing and a curse. You're hurting one person to maybe help the rest of the team because now everyone's going to be invested on who makes the USA track and field team.
oh man, that is very true. That is very true.
Absolutely.
Man, another thing we need to cover on IBTE Sports Podcast here is MMA and boxing, man. We need to get into that because MMA is pretty much every weekend unless they take a break to pick a site or something like that. But in June, we got Logan Paul, the YouTuber. I guess I don't know why people just say YouTuber, but like I guess he's a YouTuber, but
Social media personality.
yeah, like personality, whatever you want to call him, influencer versus
Yeah.
Floyd Money Mayweather. How do y'all feel about that fight going down?
I think how it's gonna go down.
I think it's going to be boring.
Their pockets are gonna be a lot bigger at the end of this fight.
McGregor said it well. McGregor just made a post a couple hours ago. He said it's a bunch of bullshit, and it is because Floyd could come back. I get the money, but this is like you say you the best ever, right? And then I'm all for Floyd. I think he great fighter, all that. You went 50-0. You beat your chest saying you're the best ever, but you're coming back fighting people from Japan. You coming back fighting Conor McGregor at that time was one of the biggest superstars in the world, so that was a good fight. But you're coming back to fight a person that fought another YouTuber, out of shape former boxer, and it's gonna be on
Nate Robinson
at that. And,
Jake.
like how much
it was Jake. Okay.
Yeah, and how much do you
against a YouTuber? That's it. That was Jake who fought Nate Robinson in the former MMA.
also
fighter.
is wait also is different?
Yeah, I didn't know they both. Yeah, okay.
Oh, I thought it was the same. I thought it was the same dude.
Just a quick wrap up. Logan Paul fought another YouTuber named KSI. They had two fights. The first one ended in a draw. KSI won the second one, so Logan Paul currently does not have a win on his record. And his brother just finished up facing a former MMA fighter in Ben Askren after.
Oh, that's what I thought. I thought it was Logan. I thought it was a Logan fighting the whole time.
See, I don't give them enough time of day to even know the difference between the two of them.
Because they look similar.
At the same time, I don't know how Logan Paul got this fight with Mayweather, but I mean, if we have to give some credit to him, we have to give him some credit for at least getting this fight started in the first place.
Floyd said he about to get like 20-30 million from it or something.
I ain't giving no credit to Logan. His team is who gets the credit. Yeah. They said, how much money you want? And that's how they got that fight.
And they probably said, oh, you're going to get this, and Floyd's taking this. And he's like, all right. He's going to be a millionaire he's probably already a millionaire already, but I don't know. I think it's bad for Floyd because it's, bro, you beat your chest the whole time you were fighting to get that 50-0, and then you're doing this shit.
Like it's a lose-lose. Like think about this for Floyd. If he wins, everyone says, okay, you just beat a YouTuber you were supposed to. This is the dumbest fight ever. But if you lose, your whole legacy's done.
Because he's gonna say he said He said it was what is it?
Exhibition.
Exhibition, yeah. And he was like, yeah, it's that, so it's not gonna go on my record. But if you
Oh,
get
yes, it
knocked
does.
out, if you lose, the people are gonna say that's 50-1 and you get knocked out by a YouTuber.
And guess what? That one loss is gonna be bigger than any of your 50 wins combined.
Facts.
If you lose the Logan Paul, hang it up, and no one will ever call you the greatest boxer of all time anymore because you can't be.
What's interesting though is what if he? I don't think he'll do this. He's not this stupid though.
Takes
What
more
if-
money to purposely lose.
No, not that. He ain't gonna do that.
Why?
He gonna it's if anything
He's
this
got
is
too much money.
if
for
anything this is probably already scripted and he's gonna win
that. Mm-hmm.
for real because I think that's yeah I think that's what's gonna happen. But what if he comes back to try to fight Canelo?
I don't see it happening because Canelo actually will probably beat his ass at this point in his career.
Canelo
And you don't want to take the
is
loss.
a tank now too.
Saturday, I believe, so.
Because Canelo just called him out. He said if I was at this time, I would have destroyed him. I would have destroyed Floyd pretty much. Which it might be true because he fought Canelo very, very young.
Yep.
He didn't know what was going on in that ring.
I saw a clip on TikTok or some other website that they were talking about on this podcast, and then all the Brandon Marshall and all the other guys were saying, if you do this, you're gonna end up like Nate Robinson with your booty in the air.
Oh yeah,
But
Chad Johnson, right?
But I can't understand how Brandon Marshall says. Like, I don't know how Brandon Marshall makes that comment when Brandon Marshall goes on First Things First and literally with a straight face, in all seriousness, says that he can beat Deontay Wilder.
Yeah. He said you
you
talking about that was Channing. Channing said you gonna have your booty up in there. He gonna knock your ass out. Chad Ochocinco said he gonna be fighting on the card, so this is gonna be interesting. He said he been fighting since he started his NFL career, so
I'm hoping he fights another celebrity because if he fights a boxer, he's gonna end up just like Nate Robinson.
I need him to fight Brandon Marshall because I'm tired of Brandon Marshall's mouth. I don't know what's going on with it. He thinks he's better than he is.
That would be very interesting if he fought.
He's a very good player, but
but he thinks he's better than he is. Let's be real.
He's gonna be saying Hall of Fame soon. Watch.
He ain't getting the Hall of Fame. But did you see the I Am Athlete with Andre Johnson?
Yeah. I saw that.
Where they asked Andre Johnson who he would want to line up on the other side of him, and he so quickly and so badly wanted to just say Ocho Cinco because that's not even a question.
Yeah,
but he didn't want to hurt Brandon Marshall's feeling, and Brandon's sitting there, and everyone's like, Brandon, I don't know what to tell you, but these receivers just don't want to hurt your feelings. You are not in their league,
bro. Numbers. Listen, that number shit is perfectly fine. But you ask most people, if you go and do a survey for 100 football fans, 90 of them motherfuckers gonna say Ocho Cinco.
Yeah.
Like, he was filthy, like, at the end of the day. And he was doing that in Cincy.
His only bad year was when he openly admitted he purposely had a bad year because he asked to be traded, and they told him you're too good to be traded right now, so he played like shit, so he'd get rid of him. That's the only bad year he ever has when he tried to play bad.
Plus his year with the Patriots underwhelming, but that was later on in his career. So
yeah, I was about to say that don't count.
Yeah, don't count
for sure. But man, Chad Ochocinco, great talent, man. I don't know. You think he Hall of Fame?
I think he's borderline. I think
weird. I think when you take everything to consideration, maybe if because he a pioneer of just the game. Like, you can't tell the NFL. Like, that's what I always say. For a Hall of Fame, can you tell their story without telling the NFL for when the time they played?
Right.
And Brandon Marshall?
I could tell the NFL story 12 times.
12 times.
12 different ways, and his name still don't come up.
He may have had the best numbers, but, like, who was playing around his time?
Ocho was when he was first starting out. Ocho was Ocho doing his thing. Larry Fitz was obviously always still there. Yeah, Randy Moss was the end possibly.
So
Andre Johnson, Kelvin Johnson.
He came in 2006.
Yeah, so you got like Andre Johnson, Kelvin Johnson were the guys.
At no
Roddy
point,
White was even doing things.
At no point, do you guys feel like he was the best in the league? He had 1,500 yards.
No.
1,500 yards in 2012, 1,500 yards in 2015, 14 touchdowns and 11 touchdowns in 2012 season.
Brandon Marshall was never the best receiver in the NFL ever.
Okay. I was just checking because I be listening like early on the episodes. He's like, I don't know, like he has this like I feel like he probably feels like he's unfulfilled his career. You can hear it in his voice when he talks about it. Like when you're like, you can even tell Chad doesn't even talk about his time playing unless somebody asks him. Like I used to tear them up. Like, but Brandon Marshall out of random in the episode,
Quick to bring it up.
just randomly like, yo, I used to, I used to be the best. And then shout
You know,
out, but
like he'll be interviewing someone, ask him a question, be like, "Yeah, so like, do you do this like when you're playing? Because I know when I was playing, this is like what I like. No one asked
right,
you doing when you were
there
playing,
ain't
bro.
nothing,
Like,
bro. There ain't nothing worse than that. I would not. Me personally, I will never be that old head. When I go back to Bloom, I'm gonna be like, "Yo, you doing your thing, bro." I'm not gonna be like, "Yo, remember I was doing this and yo, I back yeah." Like I can't do that because I feel like I said, I feel like he's unfulfilled like his career. That's probably why he acts the way he does. He feels like he probably should be playing in the league right now, which is just not true. You feel me? Like, and he even was talking about that early on. Oh man, but let's segue into that good old fantasy basketball league Phil was supposed to win.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
Neil's not here, and as the only IBTE person standing, I guess I can fill everybody in.
All right.
So I knocked off Neil last week in the semifinals.
Yep.
Phil got knocked off 2 weeks ago, right, Phil?
Yeah,
Or was it?
2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
by Labella. So I'm now playing against Nick Brzez in the championship game, and I am getting mollywopped. It's not even close. It's over. There's not going to be an IBTE winner. It's going to be Nick. Salute to you. My team all got banged up at the worst possible time, but it's okay. I represented for us, and I got us to a championship game, guys. I'm sorry I couldn't pull it through.
It's 8-3 right now, so
It's over. It's done.
Yeah.
So it's
cooked.
over. It's not a chance.
No chance.
No chance. What would happen? What would need to happen to come back?
His team needs to get hurt, and my team needs to get healthy. I lost Dennis Schroeder to COVID, so I've been plugging and playing guards all week. It's not. Jeremy Grant decided to get injured now.
If you, I'm looking at the stats right now. He's not behind in in a lot of categories, so he's not like far behind. So,
I can't have any sort of faith. I don't want to give myself blind faith. So
you gotta believe
if I win, it'll be nice.
It's in a championship. It's not like it's the first round of the playoffs and it's just over.
But I'm hurt. I lost Schroeder. Jeremy Grant is hurt. Christian Wood only plays like every other day now. Devontae Graham is out. I mean, all I got is Brad Beal and Jokic at this point.
All right, so since we talking about lost hope, let's get right into the Lakers, man. Everybody's talking about the Lakers. I see it on Facebook, clowning Braun because he's got one injury after 18 years. Besides the second injury, or third. I'm gonna say third injury total. Second one was, the first one was the cramp in the playoffs.
That wasn't an injury. No, you can't count that.
That's the only time we've seen him get hurt in any fashion.
Injury.
He's never come out the game, so we're gonna count the cramp because he had to go to the locker room.
Because he played the next game. No, it's not an injury. No, that's not an injury.
The Heat in San Antonio was too. They said they turned the AC off or something like that to cause him a cramp. And then you had obviously was it 2018 where the first year he got to the Lakers.
Yep.
First year he got to the Lakers. I feel like that was I'm about to chill to see what the team looking like. If they're gonna keep battling, who am I gonna be trading after the season injury? And
that was a real injury. They were fourth in the West before he went out. Why would he purposely get hurt? That was a real injury, Lawrence. You sound real Skip Bayless-ish right now.
Well, I'm just trying to cater to the people that hate Braun. All right, because they're gonna be laughing, they're gonna be agreeing with it, but I don't believe none of that shit. Then the last one, most recently, the high ankle sprain that's keeping him out now. He's 37 years old. He's not gonna heal like he was in 2003, so he has problems because it probably feels like it was broken. I'm assuming.
He came back earlier in the week and then he re-injured a little bit and now he's out the next two games.
Yeah. So he's probably sitting there praying that the team gets it together.
Right.
So what do y'all think about the comment he made about the play-in and everybody saying he's a hypocrite and all this other shit? Because it's not hypocrisy. Him saying that the playing is bullshit from what he said during the bubble.
Right, because the thing, if he's a hypocrite, then everyone's a hypocrite because Luca hates it. Mark Cuban, who voted for it, is the most vocal person against it. So I don't understand. He's not a hypocrite. They're gonna say, "Oh, it's because the Lakers are falling now." I don't think it would matter if the Lakers were the one seed. I think he would agree that the play-in tournament is the dumbest
It's
concept the
stupid.
NBA came up with.
It's fucking March Madness.
I completely get it in the bubble last year. Phil and I had this conversation. I get it in the bubble because you missed out on games, so there weren't even amount of games being played, so you had to figure something out. I get it. But now we've all played the same amount of games. If you are not one of the top 8 teams after 72 games this season, then your season's over. I don't understand this. Oh, well, I might have gotten in, so if I beat you one time, I get it. No, that's not how this works.
Yeah, there were like people saying, "Oh, regular season hasn't been good in like forever," and this playing tournament doesn't help it one bit because to be competitive for the regular season, there's 8 spots, but adding those 2 extra spots for a playing tournament, it just makes the regular season even more worthless than it already is. So I mean,
Rick.
I agree with like LeBron, Luka, and all that. This shouldn't even be a thing. I hope it's not back because basically what you're saying to the league that you could forget about the top 8. If you're top 10, then you'll make the league. I mean, you'll make the playoffs. So it pretty much doesn't make sense to anyone at this point.
Right, like
this was the COVID season last year. That's it.
right, like there's 30 teams in the NBA, and now 20 of them make the playoffs. So literally 2/3 of your league is going to the playoffs now. That's dumb.
Insane. Not elite company no more, man.
There's no incentive to try to win basketball games. Like as long as I'm in the top 10, I get to play postseason basketball.
There was somebody that got beat by like 60 the other night. It was
The
like
Thunder got smoked by
yeah,
the Pacers.
yeah, that's what it was. It was like
Yeah.
50 or something like that. And I'm like, bro, what is this? It was like 150 to 90.
The Thunder like packed it up like 3 months ago, and they told Al Horford, "We're just not going to play you for the rest of the year."
We haven't seen Shaka Gilgeous-Alexander in I don't know how long.
No,
Yeah,
I was watching the Thunder game, and they had like all the injuries and like why players were out, and it was like this one out like ankle sprain, this one illness, blah blah blah. And this is Al Horford old.
Jeez.
I mean,
Unbelievable.
this season has been pretty much a lot of injuries and COVID list, so it's been a very shitty season for the NBA. I believe that they started way too fast. They should let the players get a couple more months before resting. So I mean, this is pretty much a money grab season to begin with. So it was a dumb move for the NBA to start the season that quick.
Definitely.
On top of starting as quick as they did, they put too many games on top of each other. It'd be one thing if they did it, but only like you can only play a max of 2 games a week, and everyone had to have X amount of off days. Like, but they put too many games too close together, and you're seeing too many injuries now.
Man, this playing tournament, I got to see how this goes because I remember it was exciting in the bubble because it was intense, but I think it's worthless now. Doesn't mean shit. Really, like.
It's really so dumb. So like 7 plays 8, and whoever wins that is locked in. 9 plays 10. Whoever wins that plays the loser of the 7-8 game. Like, wow, okay, whatever. And this isn't college. We have series in the NBA for a reason, but whatever.
Shit is crazy. Do y'all think this series should be changed? The higher you go, what would be 1, 3, 5, 7? Remember how you used to be able to change that?
I think that would make it more interesting though if the first round was one game.
Yeah, that would be fire.
Like if you're gonna do something like that might be cool to make the incentive because now your incentive is definitely you want to have a higher seats, you want home court, and then go up the second round, like I said, 3 games, 5 games, and make your. I can get behind something like that maybe.
Yeah, because the NBA hasn't been the TV ratings has been up and down the last couple of years, so I feel like they need to change something up with the regular season and the playoffs. So hey, something like that might be able to boost ratings because they need to do something to make the NBA more watchable.
Or even if they go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, it's just been like highly. I mean, I haven't watched much of the season, just like a lot of Celtics games here and there, because I feel like the NBA has been unwatchable this season for the most part. But they definitely need to change something.
Right, and even if they feel like one game might be too much, maybe go to 3 games. It would still make it like this way. You still have to win a series, but each game in that series matters. Like right now with a 7-game series, the home court doesn't really mean much to them. But if it's only 3 games, that home court means something to you.
Right.
For sure it does. For sure. But I don't know. I like the best of 3. I feel like 7 is like Like unless it's really a 3-3 type like game 7, it really doesn't get like it doesn't do nothing for us. Like cuz the motherfuckers can go in there and get clean swept 4-0. Like I feel like best of 3 would be dope for
And the thing
everybody.
with 7 games is you pretty much guarantee it's always going to be the top seed because when you have like a shorter series, like something crazy could happen. You can, the worst team could win. When it's 7 games, the best. That's why we kept seeing the Cavs versus the Warriors because you ain't beating them in 7 games. It's not happening.
Right.
No, it's not. It's not happening.
Like, it's just you weren't beating Brown in 7, and you weren't
Yeah,
beating
for
Steph
real.
Curry's Warriors in 7.
Oh man, but anybody that's tuning in right now, show love in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to IBTE Sports Podcast. Make sure you go and follow the network on all platforms at IBTE Network. We're speaking about the NBA right now. We covered the MMA/boxing, and we covered the NFL and all the madness going on over there. NBA is going crazy. We got Braun is hurt. We got all the Clippers lovers are convinced that they're gonna win, but the Clippers have never been good ever. I don't get it. Um, you got Luca. How's Luca doing right now?
He's having a good season.
Are they're out of the playoffs though, right?
No, I think they're fifth.
No, yeah,
They're
they're in because that's why Mark Cuban and them are complaining because they're like, we're playing our ass off here and we're gonna have to win a stupid playing game.
Right.
They're beating the Nets right now actually with a minute left. They're up by 5.
And then you obviously got Brooklyn. Brooklyn's in disarray right now without James Harden, pretty much.
He said he's feeling good and should be coming back soon. So we'll see how that goes. So
And then lastly, the real MVP, Julius Randle, New York Knicks. That boy is hooping. He go at 25, 10, and 6 right now.
well, I got a little speech for the Knicks if I could.
All right, go ahead, take the floor.
Hope it's an apology.
It is.
The boys are hooping, man.
Clip it.
Clip. So at the beginning of the season, I was talking with some of my Knicks fans buddies, saying, "Oh, the Knicks are gonna be trash this season. They're gonna draft another power forward in the draft," which obviously they did. So,
So you were right partially.
yes, partially. So I was right about that. Because I wish they got Tyrese Halliburton instead of Obi Toppin, but we all can't be right about everything. But I was gonna say, the Knicks are trash this season. They're gonna be the same old Knicks as of years late. Then next Julius Randle goes crazy. RJ Barrett has been showing signs of life as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're doing a lot better than the Celtics at this moment. So, I just wanted to issue an apology on all the Knicks fans and all the Knicks players. So, congratulations to having the first winning season.
We appreciate you. See, that's what we do on IBT Sports Podcast, man. We can admit when we're wrong, except for Neil. Neil's the only one.
I was gonna say I wouldn't say all of us.
We got to get him to come around, man. But the
We've
Knicks
all
right
had
now,
to eat our words.
the Knicks are fourth in they're fourth in the East right now. When was the last time this has happened?
Carmelo Anthony was there, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure they finished the season that high, but they were
Melo
up there.
Melo had to guard it jumping, man. Melo had to
Whenever
guard
you
it
turn on
jumping.
2K, well, that's when it happens. But
You said what happened?
whenever you turn on your PS5 or PS4, that's when it happens.
Yeah, I had the Knicks popping for years on 2K. I don't know what took them so long.
So, congratulations, Knicks, on your history. I apologize for my bad take in the beginning of the season. So,
Right, they're balling, man. 37-29, fourth in the league. You got the Celtics that are gonna be playing in the play-in. It looks like at 35-31. Are they? Who's the? You said the 7 and the 8 play, and then the 9
7
and 10?
plays 7 plays 8, and the winner of that is locked into the 7th seed.
so far, it would be for the East. It would be the Heat versus the Hornets. So LaMelo Ball versus Jimmy Butler. That'd be very, very interesting. And the loser of that will play the winner of the Pacers and Wizards.
I hope they make the playoffs so I can go watch them.
In the West, it would be the Trailblazers versus the Grizzlies as 7th and 8th seed. And then the loser of that will play the winner of Steph Curry and the San Antonio Spurs. So, Warriors and Spurs. So that'd be, if Curry can somehow manage his way into the playoffs, that'd be pretty dangerous.
Can I still just speak on the Steph Curry thing because we talked about it earlier in the year?
Mm-hmm.
He's still too good of a player to be that look like they should be in the playoffs. Am I wrong? Am I missing something?
Listen, listen, this is my thing, right? This is my thing. This is why. This is why LeBron James is the best player that's
That's what I'm
ever
saying.
played.
Maybe I'm just spoiled because I'm so
No,
used to that greatness.
no, that's what it is. Like they want to put him at the same pedestal, but he's not, bro. Like KD, no, no, Kawhi, no, Paul George, no, Russell Westbrook, no, Chris Paul, maybe. Cause
Right, like that's
maybe
like
he goes there and changes stuff around. But Braun, when he joins a team, they're automatic top 5.
yeah, like I just don't like. And I'm not saying
Automatic.
Steph Curry is not great, but don't put him in the same breath as LeBron James. Is all I'm saying, because if you put LeBron James on that Warriors team, they wouldn't be talking about a playing game.
Yeah.
No,
Also,
they'd be rolling right now.
side note, MVP is. I mean, Chris Paul is a dark horse MVP at the moment because of the way his work with the Suns. But
You know, he's got to get it.
He's
I'm
great.
sorry.
He's great.
I know we're not supposed to take past into consideration, but let's just look at his past. The Hornets were a joke organization. Chris Paul gets there and they're a decent team. The Clippers were a joke organization. He gets there and now they're a perennial playoff team. The Thunder were in disarray, or I'm sorry, he went to the Rockets after that, where they were a Chris Paul injury away from taking down the 73-9 Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes to the Thunder, where they were in disarray, and he turns them into a great playoff team. Now he goes to the Suns, and they're a top 3 team in the West. I mean, I know we're not supposed to take the past into consideration, but this is just ridiculous at this point. All the stuff this guy does.
They're a game behind. They're a game behind the Jazz for the 1 seed.
Yeah, like what? Like I know we all said that the Suns were coming this year, but did anyone see that coming?
I've been, bro, because I said that last year. I'm like, yo, where, bro? D Book is supposed to be having the he keeps signing back there, and they're trash. And they got their piece. That's what it was. CP, see, I don't know, man. People when I say stuff like that. I'll say around a bunch of fanboys that were born after 2000 that I would take Chris Paul over Curry, and they'll lose their minds. But he can shoot. He changed the game. He shot the 3. The 3's always been there.
Also, shout out to Rick and John in the chat. Shout out to you guys. Yeah, John's one of the Knicks fans I was talking about.
Wait, you can see the chat?
Yeah, chat.
Yeah.
I can't see it. Oh, wow. What the hell?
Otto, what's up?
Bro,
what's up,
yeah, Otto, what's good, bro? My shit didn't refresh, that's why. I'm sitting there like...
Yeah, John was one of the Knicks fans I was talking about, so I definitely owe an apology to him.
What's good, Rick?
So, definitely. You got your apology, John.
Yeah, I just truthfully feel like CP3 doesn't get enough flowers. Like, I mean, we all consider him like great and everything, but he is all time. Like the stuff that he does, like this is just a perfect example. Like I said, the Suns are supposed to be good this year, but nobody had the Suns the second best team in the West.
Nobody. And
the only difference is they added CP3.
They were from Arizona.
Right.
Oh yeah, appreciate it, man. Who that nation over here? Black and gold.
It's a great background, so.
What happened?
It's a mid to level high background, so it's all right.
Man, this is high tier.
I'm gonna run that joke to the ground. So,
I can't believe you said that shit to this day.
Technically, it is 15, so technically.
Phil, I don't want to hear it, Phil.
Yeah, no. The whole point of it was that you was trying to say you was gonna get in the playoffs and get a mid pick.
I said or.
Right, you literally covered every ground. You said we're either gonna make the playoffs or have a mid to high draft pick.
I said barely playoffs.
So you're either gonna suck, have the middle of the road record, or be good enough to make the playoff. You covered all 3 grounds. There were no other options there.
I didn't say win Super Bowl.
Yeah. But if you get to the playoffs, you're competing for a Super Bowl.
Right. I didn't say we're gonna win. I said make the playoffs. I said going far in them.
Bro, I can't believe I didn't see the chat, bro. This whole time, bro. This whole hour, I'm sitting here looking at it, and it wasn't changing. But,
you just had to refresh it real quick just to make sure.
Man, the Knicks is jumping. CP.
Can I get a shout out to Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah, we about to talk about it right now. Carmelo Anthony, one of the best scorers to ever grace a basketball court, playing in the NBA. He's still doing it. And I gotta have an apology too. Cause I was sitting there early in the season. I was talking shit about Melo. I want to apologize.
Ooh.
You feel me?
I know Kenny not
It
gonna
wasn't
like
like it wasn't nothing crazy though. It wasn't nothing crazy. It was just like the whole. Some people were still saying like he's this. He top like people were some people were saying he top 20 in the league, top 15 in the league, and shit like that.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
If we're talking just pure scoring ability, I would say yes.
Oh, scoring, bro. He's in a different bag. Like,
right.
he'll be able to play forever, man.
10th all time.
Yeah, Melo was blackballed. We still need an answer for that. They didn't answer for that. We need somebody the GMs to come out under. I want to know why he was not signed during that period.
Because Daryl Morey smeared that man's record when he got rid of him in Houston, telling people he was toxic and didn't want to come off the bench, didn't want to do all this. Carmelo had to go on First Take and tell people, I'm being told things about myself I never knew.
Well, hold on. But we got evidence. He said P. They said I gotta come off the bench.
Nah, right, but that was when he was with OKC. He's talking about when he was in Houston. He said, I bought in. Next thing I know, they telling me I'm not on the team no more. Right. They're telling my agent I don't want to come off the bench, but no one's calling me.
He said, hey, P, he told me I gotta come off the bench.
But look at that roster. Who is he coming off the bench for?
Right. The Thunder roster was absolute garbage at that point. Oh, man. And then, man, there's just been a lot of slander and just disrespect of greatness. One of my favorite players for always, Kenny, we was Thunder fans while the hype was going on. KD still my favorite player. Russell, one of my favorite players. But man, Russell Westbrook, he's about 3 more triple doubles from having the most of all time, and it probably will never ever be touched. It'll probably take another 2 generations for that record to probably get broken.
Just a quick thing: Russell Westbrook tonight secured his 180th triple double and tied on Robertson. So next game he'll probably break it. To be honest.
So that was Sunday. He was like 4 away. So he must have did it this week. He must have. Jeez.
He tied it tonight, so it'll probably be next game or the game after that.
So Phil, you said what's I need the source of this is that Scott Brooks called him the best point guard, second best point guard of all time. Where's that from?
I believe it was ESPN or
something. I'm pretty sure you can find him saying it. I could be wrong.
Wow.
But I think it was in a press conference or something.
Yeah, because they're slandering Westbrook, and then Scott Brooks got up and said, stood up for him and saying, "Oh, we got to." I'm paraphrasing, of course. We got to appreciate Russell Westbrook's career and everything he's done. He's
right.
A point guard that hasn't done. There's no point guard hasn't done anything like him, and I believe he's the second best point guard of all time because he's that special. I mean, I don't want to take it that far, but he is a godly and otherworldly talent, but I don't think he's the second best point guard of all time.
Right. I think that was a hyperbole to say he's the second best of all time, but it's not silly to put him in the conversation with those guys. How could you not? The stuff that he's done, we're never going to – it's probably safe to say we're never going to see this again. Because how long has it been since Oscar Robinson was a thing like this? Or Oscar Robertson.
Exactly. I was being generous with 2 generations.
Yeah, it's wild the things that Russell Westbrook does. He takes over, and clearly you could tell he wasn't 100% until a couple months ago because he was not the same player early in the season. But since a couple months ago, he's flipped the switch and he's back to Russell Westbrook
playing at a high level.
And
I've always loved Russ, man. He's a beast.
And the one knock with obviously Russell Westbrook that everyone has is the championships, but we got to remember that we have LeBron and the Warriors were a threat. It's sometimes great players aren't going to win championships, just like with the Jordan era. We saw the Jazz didn't win any championships. Barkley didn't win any championships, and so on. So sometimes some players
because
it's a team sport.
It's a team sport. It's not track and field. It's not swimming. I'm
so over that. That is the dumbest argument ever. And Phil, you're right though. That's when it'd be his one knock. Well, he doesn't have a championship. He doesn't have a championship. He averaged a triple-double for how many freaking years? He has the most triple-doubles in NBA history. He has an MVP. What else could he do? Win a championship? But that's not just him. It's a team effort.
Phil, it's a team effort. Because if you don't have a team around TB, He don't win that. If he don't have a defense, he don't
Right.
win those.
If
That's just how it goes. Now you
if
can
Gostowski
praise.
or yeah,
What'd you say?
if we didn't have the Gostowski, if you didn't have Adam Vinatieri,
Exactly. You got all the pieces there. But at the end of the day, you got to look at the people that are saying that. They never won shit ever. They don't know anything about winning, so they're gonna sit here. They're gonna say anything to discredit Russ. Like Russ is, like you said, a worldly talent, godly talent. Like you can't deny his greatness.
one of the most
No more.
athletic players of all time, right?
And John makes a great point in the chat. You can't forget how Westbrook stuck it out in OKC too. He was gonna stay in OKC like how Dame is with Portland. Like he was gonna stay there. But
Yep.
then when he sees that OKC is ready to blow it up, like the OKC did him the favor and said we're gonna ship you out of here. It wasn't like Russ was sitting here being one of these, get me out of here, get me out of here. No, Russ was saying I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna see this thing through.
Yep.
At some point though, I'm getting older. I tried to see it through. You guys got to blow it up. I'm not here for another blow up. Like I already sat through one.
Yeah. But he's gonna sit back and he's gonna probably be like, damn, like regardless, he probably don't care. Brody don't care. Like he probably sitting there like, you see him in interviews, he's like, so.
Right, what does he have to prove?
Right. Triple doubles. He's like, if it's so easy, why isn't nobody else doing it?
It's a point where it's not it's meaningless. Oh,
Yep.
it's easy in today's game. Oh,
Bro.
it's easy. Then how come no one else ever done it?
Bro, he had 14, 24, and 21. What? On a consistent basis. Like 4 games in 1 week. In 4 games, he got on the Wizards. By the what? Aren't they about to get in the playoffs?
No, I think they're like way below.
I think
they're at 10.
He's
got
got
10.
Yeah,
he's
got them in the play-in.
He got the play-in.
Listen,
and the games ain't over yet either.
Listen, this
got
is
6 games
a
left,
situation
right?
where I'd be aggravated if I'm a 8 seed or 7 seed. Do you want to see Russell Westbrook right now? I don't.
Right.
But one game.
They're half a game behind the Pacers, so they can easily make that up.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to see Russell Westbrook in one game? I don't.
And they gotta he's playing them Saturday.
Yeah. Plus they can easily win that game against the Pacers. Miles Turner is hurt, Sabonis is hurt. Brogdon's been in and out of the lineup.
They're in overtime right now with the Raptors. 117-115.
They can definitely pass the Pacers if they get that opportunity for sure.
Yep, and then they gotta play the Hawks twice back to back, and then they gotta go play the Hornets for the last game.
Ooh.
For the last game,
they might have to play the Hornets too.
That's gonna be nuts.
Westbrook versus LaMelo in the playoffs.
Woo!
So if they beat the Hawks twice, that helps you guys out too, Phil. If they go and beat if the Wizards go beat the Hawks twice, back to back.
You guys see John's question? Do you think that if Brad Beal and Russell Westbrook get hot and they win the play-in game, could they do what the Heat did last year?
That's a good question.
My answer is no, because they'll probably only get an 8 seed. And like I said earlier, when it's a 7-game series, the best team always wins. It's a great story.
You gotta play the Sixers and shit. Like,
yeah, I'd love to see it. I just don't see it.
You're gonna have to play the Sixers, the Nets, or the Bucks.
Yeah. Plus, the Wizards right now is basically a 2-man show with Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. For order for them to make that run, they need like better depth players, like how the Heat had with Jay Crowder, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and you don't have that much talent there in DC because it's Westbrook and Bradley Beal carrying that team on their shoulders.
Shout out to Luka. He just took down the Brooklyn Nets.
Nope. So that helps out a little bit, I guess, right? With whoever needs help. I don't think it matters. Maybe the Bucks to move up to second.
Right. I think that they're close, I believe. The Bucks. Oh yeah, they're only 1 game behind the Nets and then 2-3 games behind the Sixers, so they can definitely move up to that 1 spot if the Bucks wanted to. It all depends on the Nets, and it's basically like the same thing I said before throughout the season. Health and defense are going to be 2 top things for the Brooklyn Nets.
Yep.
Harden, Harden and KD has been dealing with injuries the whole year, and if that bothers them in the playoffs, they could easily be knocked out in the second round or the conference final. So it all depends on how they perform.
All right, I got a question. It's not trivia, but it's kind of trivia.
Oh.
Can y'all name somebody that had a quadruple double in NBA history? Open ended at that. I'm not giving no. It's just a question.
They'll probably tell me Wilt did it.
David Robinson?
What about you, Kenny?
They'll probably try to tell me that Wilt Chamberlain did it.
So you're gonna say Wilt Chamberlain?
Yeah.
Final answer.
Phil is right. David Robinson was one of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll take
Hakeem the Dream, and then Alvin Robinson, and then Nate Thurmond. So there's four people have done it once.
See, I believe all of them. Would you say, Phil?
I'm picking it as a trivia one. I don't care. That's
all right. He said one. Kenny like 15-1 now.
Right. Yeah, I'll take my one loss.
I don't know. We talking about triple doubles and shit. I was just curious. I think it's just cool. But we got anything else? Shout out to John in the chat, man, for being interactive today. Shout out to Rick. Otto in here too.
We can talk about who do we see as teams that are overhyped coming into playoffs, or who do we see as a dark horse going into the NBA playoffs and stuff like that?
Shit.
Sorry, Utah.
Right. I think the most overrated team going into the playoffs is obviously the Utah Jazz.
Hey, man.
I mean, obviously not the regular season, but the way
I was gonna say the Suns if they're further down and they've been balling all season.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with old boy.
Ja.
That boy Ja, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with him. He's one of my favorite players right now. That boy said, I'm top 5. Right on TNT. Shaq said, what? He said, all right, I like it. I'm not mad at it either.
They definitely needed Jaren Jackson to come back in order for them to have a chance.
You said who?
Jaren Jackson.
Oh, I thought you said Jared Jack. I was about to say what? He coming out 45? Yeah, he probably like 30 something now.
He's doing a Jackie Moon thing where he's like coaching playing, so.
Yeah, Jaren Jackson is back. He's back, so that's good.
Dylan Brooks has been playing well. They need everyone to come. They need Brandon Clark to play a lot better than he is right now if they want to make a run.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely like the Grizzlies. The Suns is.
I think Portland. Go ahead.
The Suns. I mean, I know they're the number 2 seed, probably the number 1 seed, but just like Kenny mentioned earlier, they're not getting enough love, and they could easily be a team that could take it to the conference finals or even the NBA finals if given the chance, or depends on circumstances.
Yeah, I feel like Portland doesn't get enough recognition either because like people forget what Dame does in the playoffs. Like there's Dame and there's playoff Dame. Like if I'm a team, I don't want to see the Trailblazers in the playoffs. I do not want to match up against them.
Yeah, I mean, they also there's reports that the coach could be on the hot seat if they don't make the playoffs or underperforms in the playoffs, which I don't think is the right move because I love Terry Stotts as coach, and so I think the GM needs to be fired or something. You guys need to build a better team around Lillard because he's doing his all. It's sad to say, but in order to get those pieces, McCollum might have to go.
Just gonna say that, yep.
Nurkic can't stay healthy, so he has to probably go. And Kanter's been one of the best rebounders in the league as of late, so he might have to go. You just got to put a better team around Dame to compete against LeBron and the Lakers and other teams. So
I completely agree. Cause in theory, a big three of Dame, Nurkic, and McCollum sounds great. But we've seen that Dame and McCollum can't do it on their own, and Nurkic is never healthy. So you got to blow it up, but you got to keep Dame.
You got to do something. Plus, I mean, Melo has been like one of the sole bright spots on that team besides Lillard. They just got to do something because firing Terry Stotts isn't the answer because that's going to make if I'm Dame Lillard, I know that would make me pissed because I know how much he likes him as a coach. So something's got to change in Portland because I mean, if you do end up facing Portland in the playoffs, that's a matchup I would take personally, especially if you're the 1 or 2 seed because we know just isolate Dame, let him do his thing, and then worry about the rest because we know the rest of the team is not going to show up as much as Dame.
Right, but if I'm like the Utah Jazz, well, obviously if I'm the Jazz, I'm not worried about it. But like if I'm looking at outside in, like, because I think the Jazz are overhyped. I personally think that Portland, the Dame gets hot, they can take down the Jazz.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, yeah. But if it's like the Lakers, Clippers, or I think the Suns could give them a run for their money. But like the higher echelon.
I can't wait for the Clippers to get eliminated so I can just.
I can't wait for the Clippers to lose tonight without Brown playing.
Well, they play
because I want to. They're playing right now.
Oh, okay. I might have to tune into that. Might have to tune into that. But
Clippers fans, I'm telling you right now, if you lose tonight, I don't want to hear nothing anymore for the rest of the season. I don't care what happens. If you lose to the Lakers without LeBron James, you can never talk ill on the Lakers ever again. Because you have everybody playing tonight. Kawhi's on the court and PG's on the court, so I don't want to hear nothing.
Right. Any last words though, or any other topics y'all wanna hit here before we wrap it up? Wrap it up, then.
Do we have any predictions for who's gonna make the play-in tournament, or do we like it how it is right now?
For
down the road.
For the 8 seed for the West, I could see it staying as is, or I could see the Warriors sneaking in.
Yeah, I
where
see
the Grizzlies stay at 8, or the Warriors sneak in and somehow, or they get that opportunity because the Blazers got to play the Grizzlies. As of right now, Warriors play the Spurs.
Yeah, I mean, I love John Morant, but I see something in my bones are feeling Steph Curry's gonna sneak into the playoffs somehow. It's just the way he's been playing. They need Kelly Oubre to be healthy, but I just feel like some way somehow Steph is gonna will that team or himself in that matter to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, you just made me think of something, right? Kenny was talking about it earlier, right? Could you imagine if, say we switch Curry and LeBron, right? Say we switch them. Narratives follow and all that other shit. And Braun did all of that. He did all that dominating. He teamed up with KD, got another one. And then it's 2021, and you fighting for your life in a play-in tournament. What would they say about Braun? And at the 9 seed with 6 games left.
Listen, they're already bad-mouthing Brown this year because the Lakers are close to playing, and he ain't played half the
I
season.
was just thinking about that, because at one point, they were literally like, Curry is better than Braun. At one point, people were saying that with straight faces because he got the back-to-back MVPs.
Bayless will have a field day with that.
It's nonsense, bro. This is complete nonsense. It doesn't make any sense.
Right. Instead, what they're praising Steph Curry, saying, "Look at how he's willing this team." Like, I don't know. I don't understand it. It's not like they're a bad team.
Right.
Like they have pieces. If you're this great, you should be in the playoffs. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just different.
Just imagine when Klay Thompson comes back.
That's what I'm saying. Like. And I understand they're missing Klay. Like I do get that. But with the roster that Steph has around him, there's no way that this team shouldn't be like solidified in the playoffs.
Right. Nonsense. But all right, man. Any last words? Wise words for the people that are tuning in.
Go Celtics.
Yeah, shout out to Kenny, man. Another life event. He's out here. He's out here going crazy.
Yes, sir.
Insurance about to be calling you, bro. You got a new life event.
Yeah.
Look, I sound like an adult. I sound like a super adult and shit. I ain't know nothing about no life events until I got my most recent job.
Yeah. Also, just a heads up, me and Kenny played some kickball on Monday. Trying to build that IBTE chemistry up.
What happened? Did you get the W? That's all we care about.
We did not.
Oh, man.
But it was no fault. It was through no fault of our own. Our team was a little challenged. Yeah.
Okay.
Our team was a little challenged.
The field was more challenged than our team.
Wait, what happened? Did y'all was drinking?
No, it wasn't even that, bro. Everyone was they just, people can't catch balls.
Oh,
they don't know what base to throw it to.
Wait, this look like you talking about Phil.
No, I'm not talking about Phil. No. Phil was out here just Phil played well for because it's not just like regular kickball. There's actually like some rules and stuff in there. So
Yeah.
Phil did well for his first time being out there. The people who've been on the team for multiple seasons still can't catch a pop fly.
Oh man.
If
Bow,
us-
bow, bow. We send shots on IBTE Sports Podcast. You heard?
us the umpires or refs,
Oh,
whatever you wanna call
oh man, Lawrence. Woo!
What
I
happened?
mean, like we
Went
had
bad?
a guy. Yeah, I play first. Okay, we we had a guy out by about 3 steps at first. Okay,
Safe.
like literally, I caught it. And I was about to throw the ball around before the person got the base. I'm safe. I said, "What?"
Wow.
The next inning, so we're kicking, and now we're running, and we're safe by about 3 steps, not even close. Out. So, oh man,
Like,
this is not good.
you ever had
He
one of those,
he must have been promised beer after.
right? You ever had one of those moments where you have to hold your competitiveness in? Like I was trying to do that pretty much the whole day because Kenny was like, "Oh, when we're driving up there, we're playing against the best team in the league, so obviously we want this competitiveness out there." But some of the calls the refs made, just like because there was one play where I'm driving around first and I slide for to go to second. The person drops the ball in front of the ref, and I get on
Yeah,
to tag the base, and then they call me out. I wanted to yell at the ref so badly. I was like,
Nah, because I'm terrible with that, bro. I would have been. It's like it's fun, it's recreational, but at
Yeah,
the same time, you're like I can't help it, bro. Like
right. So, because I'm keeping score,
Can't
so I
help
do
it.
still want to win.
yeah, like
I was thinking the whole time, like when they called me out, I was like, "This is my first time. I don't want to embarrass Kenny." He invited me.
he invited me today and shit last minute.
I didn't
Like,
want to throw up in front of the ref. I was like, "I'm just gonna walk it out."
are you serious? What is this? What are you doing? Where are you from? But man, we appreciate everybody that's tuned in. I want to thank Kenny and Phil for being consistent with me again this week. Like I said, shout out to Kenny again, another huge life event. And this concludes another episode of IBTE Sports Podcast. Make sure you go and follow all content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at IBTE Network. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night.